Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Chun and today, I should explain this later but first the gameplay. This was a game quite a while ago. I haven't played Modern Warfare 3 in, I'd say, a good 2 months now. And this is a game, I think might have even been the very last game of Modern Warfare 3 I've ever played. And it might well be the last game I ever play, and well, if it is, then this isn't too bad of a way to go out. Because I get some pretty nice moves. I pull off a pretty nice pro move running up the stairs, you know, doing some nice stuff. But to be honest, I barely ever seem to be the top guy in the lobby on Modern Warfare 3. I don't know what it is, but I just haven't ever been able to quite get the hang of this game. It's just been... Look at this. Oh, I like that. I do like that. That was quite nice. But I don't know. I've never really seemed to be able to get the hang of this game. I can never quite gauge the approach. I can never quite find that little sweet spot on the map that I like. I've never been able to find a way of going from point to point without being fired at from 5 different directions. There's something about this game that I just cannot quite nail down and you know, get nailed. Like, to be honest, I can never tell you from 1 second to the next if I've made the right move or the wrong move. Like, I can never tell you at all, and I can never really tell you how a game's going to go in this game. And that's unusual, because even in Modern Warfare 2, which is I think the game that statistically I'm the worst at of Call of Duty series, even then I can tell you if I've made a mistake or not. Like on this game, sometimes I'll think, oh my god, I desperately got that wrong, and then all of a sudden I'll pick up the kill, and I'll just be like, interesting. How did that happen? And other times when I think I'm absolutely dead certain going to win the gunfight, it just turns out I lose, and I'm just like, how did that happen? And then other times I'll be marking one place, and I'll see a dot coming from one place, rounds a corner, and then there's, I don't know, I just can never tell you how a match is going to go or how a gunfight's going to go. Even one bullet away from the gunfight ending, I couldn't tell you how it's going to go. And that's kind of my problem with Modern Warfare 3, and that's probably why I won't be playing much of it again. Like right there, I thought I was going to lose. But here's the thing, this is a game on Modern Warfare 3, and now I'm going to talk about my topic. And I'm going to tell you how I got to doing my topic. The topic today is a bit different to anything I've ever done before, except for if you count the tennis one, which I uploaded yesterday. Yeah, well, okay, it pertains to sport. And the thing is, I was watching the Olympics closing ceremony. Not the whole thing, just a few highlights, like in particular the Brazil handover. And I don't know the song name or the actual man's name himself. Like, and I'm not going to try to pronounce what I've got written down here, because I don't really want to, you know, offend any Brazilian person by trying to pronounce it, because I can't say I do know. But there's a song that played that I recognised, like, quite. I recognised it when I first watched it, when I watched the actual opening ceremony live, closing ceremony live, but it was a song that was on the DVD, no, on the film Senna, which is about, well, Ayrton Senna, the F1 driver. And the reason why and it instantly got me thinking about Senna again, and which it obviously isn't meant to, but and it got me thinking about Senna and how he is my ultimate driver, because it's hard to really put into words really what I think about Senna, because Senna is the greatest driver of all time from I believe any sport. And now you can go and point like, hey, but F1 driving isn't as hard as rally driving, you know, he hasn't got dirt lanes, but I will point out to you something, and I have seen Senna driving rally cars, and he drove them really quick against WRC racers, you know, he was quick against them, and I promise you, he was on their pace, so it's not like he's just single discipline, that's all he can do. He also competed in a few races of champions, so far as I understand. Actually, this is a bit of an unconfirmed rumour that I heard, but he won every race of champions he went into, which is like everybody gets put in the same car. Loads of different motorsport disciplines represented, and that happens like that. And apparently Senna won a load of those, but I don't know if that's true. And he also did the setup work for the Honda NSX-R and just NSX supercar. And when Honda replaced the car later in 2005, they kept the exact same settings on the chassis, the suspension, the brakes, everything that Senna set up for the first one in I can't remember when it originally came out. I think it was 93. And the thing with Senna that I think made him the very, very best in the world and of all time and greatest driver ever is because it's really hard to put into words. Yes, he was fast, but there's something more to it than that. Because Alain Prost was fast, like Colin McRae was fast. You know, Richard Burns, he's quick. You know, Fernando Alonso's fast. Michael Schumacher's fast. So what is it that makes Senna so much better than them? I think it's just because of his driving style. He was able to go fast whilst attacking like a maniac every single lap that he did. Like some of the laps when he was driving for Lotus, I think it was on a Moroccan street circuit. I'm not entirely sure. I wish I knew more than I did about Senna, really, and I've got to start reading up on more books and finding out more about the actual facts behind what I've seen on screen. But his car is sliding around all over the place in a straight line. And the other thing is, all these other drivers went quick in fast cars. Senna went quick in a car with no traction control, no power steering, no help in changing gear. It was a manual shift, and his car had 1,200 brake horsepower, like exactly the same as a Bugatti Veyron Supersport, and that is just incredible. And when you look at the way Senna drove, and some of his victories are so dramatic. And in the wet, he was in an inferior McLaren at the time. Started 5th at Donington Park and then went straight to 1st in one lap, and it was just, and he overtook them one by one, like all on the same lap. All of the other fastest guys in like Nigel Mansell in the dominant Williams of the time, and you watch everything he did, and him going a second faster in qualifying than Prost at Monaco, and all these types of things, and there was something, and he was also incredibly personable. He was an incredibly personable driver, in the sense that he was a nice man out of the car. He's done a lot of work to help charities in Brazil, like the Instituto de Ayrton Senna. Like, you should see that. If you're Brazilian, you'll probably know a lot more. You'll probably know exactly what charity I'm talking about. But it helps troubled children, really. I say troubled. I think it's more like kids who've had behavioural problems at school, and it gives them a sport or a passion. So he's still very much around today. Williams, for instance, are a patron of it, and so is Alain Prost still, I believe. And then you look at his actual individual successes. I mean, he is a 3-time world champion, has a higher number of wins per races entered than any other driver in history, and it was his attacking style as well. He was such an exciting driver to watch. He wasn't boring in any way. There's no way to describe what Senna did as boring. His driving style was just on the edge all the time, and it was just it's almost entrancing to watch. And that's important, I think. And I would like to be able to drive like Ayrton Senna, but you just can't. It's impossible. Because Senna had a God-given talent that only comes round once. I was about to say once every, like, 5,000 years, but to be honest, it only ever comes around once, ever. I mean, I can talk all I want to about Senna's skills, his passion, his successes, his attributes, what he did, but the only real way you can appreciate Ayrton Senna is by typing his name into YouTube and watching him. Like, for me, he's the greatest driver of all time.